Hey guys, Amanda here. Are you looking for a fun and exciting way to make math just a little bit more interesting? Well, all you need is a deck of cards. Okay, super cheap, Dollar Tree, doesn't matter. You can use a deck that you have laying around your house. I'm going to show you 3 different games that you can play with a simple deck of cards inside your house, or you can implement them in your classroom and centers if we ever go back. We have Add It Up, Fast Facts, and Place Value War. It's going to be fun. So if you're ready to learn, let's get your game on. Depending on your student's grade level, it's easy to change this up and make it easier or more challenging depending on where their math skills are. You can use these games in math rotations or simply at home to build those. So let's get started. Game 1, it's called Add It Up. In this game, you can have 2 to 4 players. Today I'm just going to be playing with 2, my good friend Susie. And all you're going to need is a deck of playing cards, and a piece of paper, and a pen or a marker to keep your score. So, the first thing we need to go over is a few of the ground rules. You are going to have your aces, which all are equivalent to 1 point, or 1. So, there's no 1 in the deck of cards, so we have 1 because that's an essential math number. So we're going to have 1. Now, the other thing to know is all of your picture cards, your jacks, your queens, your kings, they are worth 10. Okay? So I'm going to take them up. You are going to take all of your cards. You are going to shuffle them and mix them up really well. If you can't do that, you just simply mix them the best that you can. But you're going to shuffle so they're all good and mixed up. Okay? After you shuffle the cards, you're going to, depending on how many players you have, you are going to make that many equal piles. So if you have 2 players, you are going to have 2 equal piles. If you have 4 players, you are going to have 4 equal piles. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and divvy up everybody's cards. If you don't want to do it this way, you can do the best of your ability, stack it together, and just divide it. I just like to make it as fair as I can, especially if you're as competitive as we are. So now, I have 2 stacks of cards. At the same time, my partner and I are going to turn over a card. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to separate these like this, just so you can get an idea. So I have Susie's pile, and I have my pile. So at the same time, you're both going to flip over a card. Now, I have a queen and I have a 5. Now, as we discussed, this face card is worth 10. Okay? Now, we both are going to race to find out the sum of these cards. So 10 plus 5 is 15. Oh, she got it. So she said it first. So you would take your marker. She got 15 points because that is what hers are worth. Now, she then gets to take her cards over here. They're now hers because she won them. She was awarded that point. Now, if you both say it simultaneously at the same time, let's say the answer is 7, nobody gets those points and they're pushed to the front, though nobody gets those cards. So, if we win again, ooh, 17. That would be me. So I would get 17 points. I would then get these cards on my side. Okay? So once all of the cards from your decks are gone, you're going to add up these numbers. The person with the highest number wins the game. Now you can play this as many times as you want. You can always switch it up and you can find the difference depending on your child's level. So it's kind of nice you could do addition or subtraction. You'd kind of judge that on how developed they are. So you can just keep going. If it's like I said, it's great for math rotations. A lot of kids are super competitive and it really builds that that math stamina that they need to do that. So it's really, really fun. So the person with the highest score at the very end is the winner of the game, and they can keep going. Again, 2 to 4 players, it's lots of fun, and you have one card game you can play with a simple deck of cards in your home or in a math center rotation. Alright guys, this is the second game, Fast Facts. You're simply going to need that deck of cards like you were playing with before. You're going to go ahead and you are going to take out those picture cards that you were using, all of these, jacks, queens, and kings. Go ahead and take those out of your deck and put those over to the side. Your aces in this game, they're going to count as a 1 since we don't have a 1 in a thing of cards. You're going to take your cards again and you are going to shuffle them, get them nice and mixed up. Okay, this game is typically played with 2 players. Okay, you're going to divide them evenly between 2 players. Just to make it quick, I'm just going to divide my piles, but that's okay. You can go back and forth until all of the cards are dealt out. They're going to go face down in the middle, and then each player at the same time is going to flip over a card. Okay, you're going to use the top card only. And the first player that calls out the product of the card wins the card. So 7 times 3 is 21. Whoever yelled 21 would then get to keep those cards in their deck, and you would go again. 8 times 2 is 16. Whoever gets it would get those cards. Okay, the person with the most cards at the end of the round would be the winner. Alright guys, this is Place Value War again with your deck of cards that you have handy. Okay, you are going to go ahead and remove this time all of your 10s, your jacks, your queens, and your kings for this game. So go ahead and take those out of your deck. Okay, now your aces again are going to be used for a 1 because we don't have that in the card of decks. Okay, secondly, you're going to need to get a piece of paper. Now, you probably want one for 2 players because if you're wanting to play this game with 2 players. So go ahead and get 2 pieces of paper and label them just the same. You can do thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. Now, if you have younger students and maybe they haven't reached the thousands, you can feel free to leave that off and just do the hundreds, ones, and tens. But for my 4th graders, I like to do the thousands, hundreds, and tens, sometimes even higher. But this is just to show you all how to play. Okay, again, you're going to shuffle those cards that you have really good. You're going to go ahead and you are going to lay those cards in the middle between you and your partner. Okay, you're going to take turns drawing 4 cards each. So I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then my partner would have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I'm going to go ahead and move these just for a second. I'll stick those up here. Now, the object is, when you flip over your cards, is to build the biggest number. So place value is very important as to where you place your numbers. So right now, I have a 1, 1, 2, and 8. So how would I place my numbers to get the biggest place value? Take a second, think about it. All right, so I would have 8,211. Okay, that would be my number. Okay, now my opponent, of course, wants to beat me, so let's look at theirs. They have an 8, a 4, a 9, and a 1. So putting their numbers out to the biggest number, they have 9,841. What are the odds of getting 2 aces there? Okay, so it doesn't matter which card you get. The object is to get the highest number. Okay, now let's say that my opponent, of course, obviously has the higher numbers. They're going to get to keep all of these cards. That is now their stack of cards. Okay, so here's my cards again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's play it one more time. My numbers, I have a 5, 8, 3, and 7. So my highest number here is going to be 8,753. Now remember, you might want to have place cards for each player. I'm just playing on one so I can show you side by side. My partner would have 8. All right, so I have 8,753. My partner has 8,642. I would win that one because my number is higher. My thousands are the same. My hundreds place is higher, so my cards would win on that one, and then they would go on my side. And you keep going until all of the cards are gone, and now obviously the person with the most cards would win.